Welcome to the Foundation for Barnes Jewish Hospital's annual Frontier Night. We're going to meet some of the best and brightest scientists as you get an exclusive close-up look at the new discoveries in the world of cancer. Life-saving cancer research at Siteman Cancer Center is possible because of your generous giving at the Foundation's annual Illumination Gala that supports the Cancer Frontier Fund. Since 2007, donor investment in the Cancer Frontier Fund has launched nearly 200 research projects. We're honored to welcome Elizabeth Mannon Burgess and her husband Jim Burgess as our lead ambassadors for Illumination this year.
Jim and I are both humbled and excited to partner with the Foundation for Barnes Jewish Hospital to move the needle in innovative research at Siteman Cancer Center.
Elizabeth and I are looking forward to partnering with you as we raise record-breaking funds for cancer research at Siteman through Illumination.
What has happened in the last 30 years? There's been a 34% reduction in mortality due to cancer in the United States. And how did that happen? It happened through research.
It's truly an honor for me to be here today with all of you because a lot of the work that I'll be speaking about has been made possible because of generous donations. Colorectal cancer is the third most common cancer in the United States today for both men and women. And it's also one of the top 4 leading causes of death from cancer. The unfortunate thing is that only 72% of the US population currently is up to date with colorectal screening, despite it being such a preventable disease. I've been working with public health researchers at Siteman Cancer Center to try and combat these barriers to screening. In 2018, I co-founded the Missouri Colorectal Cancer Roundtable along with the American Cancer Society and the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services. Now we are continuing to look for innovative ways to reach these 30% of patients who are not coming in to get screened. And so one of the most exciting emerging technologies are these multi-cancer detection blood tests. And these are blood tests that are brand new that have the capacity to screen for over 50 cancers with a single blood test. Siteman Cancer Center has been selected by the National Cancer Institute as one of 9 centers throughout the country to be part of its cancer screening research network.
The project that I'm going to speak to you tonight about started with an idea that certainly was not fundable by any granting mechanism at the NIH or elsewhere, and could really only take off due to seed funding. Now we can understand functional changes that happen in blood flow in very specific capillary beds. And in some early preclinical work, we found that in tumors that are treated and fully respond to their therapy, there are different signatures in the blood capillaries, these small vessels in these tumor beds, than in folks that have residual disease. We took that preclinical work and created a device that was a bit of a Frankenstein creation, sat on a cart, very difficult to use and transport, and we started taking it to the operating room and imaging patients immediately before surgery. And what we're able to do with this is generate new imaging that has both qualitative and quantitative data that I can use to better evaluate tumors. This work is now funded by the NIH and the NCI. We have a running clinical trial that we're about in the middle of. But ultimately, I hope that what we're doing is creating a better tomorrow.
Some of the cancers I study and treat as a gynecologic subspecialist have not seen improvements. An example here of uterine cervix cancer, ovarian cancer. We've seen an improvement over time as a result of that investment in cancer research and the effort put in. We reason that addressing challenges along the spectrum for something like cervical cancer could potentially get faster benefits, faster improvements in survival. In cervical cancer, a typical treatment approach now is chemotherapy, radiation, and a new immune therapy. But we found that if we target this protein, we can stunt that growth significantly. We then discovered that this second mode of tricking the immune system can be targeted too. And if we now target with this new immunotherapy, we see a dramatic decrease in the growth of this cancer. That, combined with targeting the protective protein, gives us the best result. With these findings, we received a Siteman Investment Program grant to develop drugs to target this SCCA protein, and that has resulted in 2 NIH grants. So this is the return on investment here.
The real focus of my lab is to take some of these kind of chemical tools that we've developed in the field of nuclear medicine and try to turn these into therapies. If we administer some of these radionuclides to patients and we can localize them to sites of disease, then we have really exceptional tools to detect even, maybe not single cells of cancer, but very small deposits of disease. If we can see the cancer, what really motivates me and my lab is to be able to treat it. So very small amounts of this very potent radiation, when localized to cancer cells, is extremely effective. And the ability to get preliminary data before we go to the NIH or before we go to a national foundation is essential.
We have made a lot of progress, but there's a lot more to go. That's where, as you heard the call for support, it is all of you who are going to make it happen. Your philanthropy and your belief in them is going to move the needle forward. Your generosity through the foundation allows these scientists to pursue the research. It's not just benefiting this community, it is benefiting the world.